try and keep myself, glued to this live. What's up? Welcome to another show of, I kind of said that funny. Welcome to the Tina Parker Show. I hope you guys are having an incredible day. All right, it's Tuesday, and we're talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. Okay, who is she? You want to know? Okay, this is who you're about to become. That's what's up. Okay, ladies, that's what's up. So she's clothed with strength and dignity. Okay, she laughs without fear of the future. Now, let me tell you what brought me on this journey. If you don't know, I've gone through a separation myself. I have, done a lot of soul searching and got closer to Yahweh, which Yahweh, if you guys don't know, that's God's real name. We have been misled. If any of you have felt like you've been misled, you've been betrayed by institutions, by people, by, government, whatever, okay? We're going way back into time. You guys know that song? We're going way back, okay? We want to learn the truth. I'm about being real. I'm about learning the truth. And that's, that's why I'm doing this, because I felt that I have been misled and taught, not necessarily by my parents, because my parents were kind of a unique breed, but a lot of my friends, a lot of the society and the community that I grew up in. I'm in Utah. You guys know what I'm talking about. And a lot of them here, they literally, it's almost like women are taught to shrink, not have a voice, not question people. Don't question me. Okay, I'm the leader here. Well, gosh, let me see here. What you're doing doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I started questioning things myself. So I went back. I'm going way back. All right. We're going to find out the truth. Okay. The real scriptures before they went and changed things, created new books, made it work for them, manipulated, whatever. You can call it whatever you want, but I know what's up. Okay. So in this episode, I'm talking about, this message is for the woman that feels tired, unseen, unsure of herself. So she's lost some confidence. Maybe you never had confidence because, I don't know, because you were shrinking, because you felt like you weren't strong enough in your own identity to know that you have it already in you. Okay. Not because you're lazy, not because you're unfaithful, but because modern motherhood has taught women to disappear quietly while calling it strength. And scripture tells us a very different story. So this is going back to Hebrew, all right? Just some insight. In Hebrew, the verse is far more powerful than most translations suggest. Okay? The word strength is oz. If I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but this is the Hebrew spelling of it. It looks like Oz. And if you know Hebrew, maybe you can put it in the comments. It means inner might, moral courage, steadiness under pressure. Ladies, that's who we are. Okay? It means inner might. That's what strength means. Inner might, moral courage. When you know things are not morally true and accurate, and people, leaders that you once trusted are not ones that you feel like you can trust anymore. They've lost your trust, okay? You have the moral courage to use your voice, okay? You also have steadiness under pressure. You might be going through some major life transitions. Life has knocked you down. I don't know where you're at, but maybe put it in the comments if you feel vulnerable enough and you are brave enough, that you have the courage, that you're bold enough to put it in the comments. If you have strength, you are steadiness under pressure. You're like, I got this. Okay, that's you. You've got strength. This is not physical force. It's not like you're going to go out and kick some ass. You're not going to go out and say, come on, let's go toe to toe. Like I might have done at one point in my life. This is not physical force. It is not hustle, ladies. It's not hustle, and it's not burnout. Okay. It's the kind of strength that doesn't panic when things feel uncertain. All right. Oh, please tell me I'm live. I am live. What's up? Welcome to my followers. Okay. To those that are here. I appreciate you being here. All right. I just wanted to make sure we're live and I didn't do something weird. Okay. The word is often. Okay. Now we're going to talk about. This is the kind of strength that doesn't panic when things feel uncertain. Your life might feel uncertain. Your life might have tipped upside down. We all know we're on TikTok. There's women all over the place on TikTok telling you about their husband has betrayed them. Their husband has done this and that, and they don't have the money. They don't have the resources. They don't know if they're going to have a car. I mean, this is real life fear. This is crazy. Okay. So you might be in a state of panic. Okay. So this is the kind of strength that does not panic when things feel uncertain. Okay. I want you to know that Yahweh, God, Lord, our creator, doesn't waste anything. So as you're going through it, you need to think to yourself, this is for a purpose. This is for a purpose. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to become the best, baddest version of myself I can be. I'm not going to let this tear me down. Okay. I'm going to get closer to God. I'm going to listen, ask for signs, and keep pushing forward. Okay. Create routines in your life. That will change everything if you have morning routines. Okay. You need to build self-trust within yourself. You might not be able to, when you can't trust the outside world, okay, you need to go internally and build that self-trust within yourself. When you do that, you know, okay, you hear that popping? No, it's not popping, but you know that you can take on anything. All right. You've already been through so much. I know it. Okay. Many of us have. This isn't going to break you. All right. You're going to use this as fuel, as to build your power, to build your strength, so you can take on even more. That's what this time is for. So that word dignity, the way they say that in Hebrew is like hadar, and I could be saying that one wrong too, but it looks like hadar, Hadar. This word is often used for kingship, authority, and honorable presence. Now, ladies, when I talk about dignity, I want you to think about yourself. This is often used for kingship, authority, honorable presence. What happens to a woman when she's alone? She's running everything. She's working, she's raising the kids. I was a single mom. You know, I got pregnant at 16, had my daughter at 17, and you know, I didn't cry. I didn't go, you know, I was like, okay, we're going to do this. Like I don't know. I think I was just raised that way, like a badass. Like I'm going to get through this too. And I had already been through so much. And my parents raised me kind of to be like a gangster, to be honest. And so I just want you to know that when a woman is a single mom and she's working and she's doing all the things, she becomes the masculine and the feminine. She's doing it all. So if men have a hard time seeing a woman in her masculine, know that if you're a guy, and woman and ladies, know that it's because you're taking care of everything. You had to step into the masculine to get through this season. Doesn't mean you're going to always be there. You have days where you cry. You have days where you feel like you just need to rest. You have those days. That's your feminine talking to you. There's signs. But know that when times get hard and you don't have a man to help support and provide and make you feel safe, you will step into that masculine role. So men, if you don't understand that, that's why she's in her masculine role, because she's alone, or she hasn't found a man yet that is masculine enough for her. Okay, because a masculine man, he will not have a hard time with a strong woman. Okay, he will honor her, and he will allow her to come back to being soft again, really. And but still, but she's confident. She doesn't become docile. She's confident and she can still lead, but he's the one that's providing, protecting, and making her feel safe. And she is still building, whether it's raising the kids, whether it's, working towards her own role within that relationship, and they're building a legacy together. I mean, things change and you evolve, and depending on where you are in your life, okay? But I just want you to know dignity is about kingship, authority, honorable presence, okay? And that matters. Because Proverbs 31 is not describing a woman who earns her worth by doing more. Now, sometimes we are in a season where we are doing more, and we just battle through that season like a masculine man would. But we do whatever we have to do to take care of our kids. You know what I mean? It's like your mama, you become mama bear. It's declaring a woman who is already clothed with authority before she performs a single task. This verse is about identity, not about productivity. So, in the early biblical context, okay, this is the earliest Hebrew worldview, the home was not a side project, it was a seat of moral authority. So, they made sure the home was like the kingdom, you know what I mean? And they were very protective of who gets to come in, who we listen to. And if you're a man or if you're a woman with a man by your side, you're very protective of who gets to come into your space, into your legacy, because you know that people could break it down. So you are a bit overprotective, and your man is going to you for wisdom, and because you have a great power within you, you're full of wisdom that is unique, okay, that men don't have. And it's one of our unique special gifts that was given to us. But you are not able to step into that wisdom, as I talked about yesterday, if you are not confident and living your true identity. Okay. So this is why Proverbs 31 begins with a mother instructing a king. You hear that? It's a mother instructing a king. Okay, before a man governed a nation, a woman shaped his conscience. She built him up, because there are times that your man might be questioning himself, or he might not sure, how to move forward, or if he can do the job, or whatever it is, right? He might have a little bit of doubt, but you're a Proverbs 31 woman, and she begins by protecting your home front and what you're building. And she is also shaping his conscience. She's telling him, you've got this. You already have, you've already put in the work. You've already learned all of this. You're better than, you know what I mean? She's building him up to become the man she sees in him. Because sometimes we can see more in others than they can see in themselves. So that hasn't changed. Only our culture has forgotten it. Our culture is an interesting thing, how they've transitioned and evolved. The more I learn, it's like, that attitude of, we don't need a man. Well, I believe we both need each other, to be honest. I think that it's unfortunate when women need to raise children on their own. I truly believe that. I think it's exhausting. I've done it, and I did a really good job for what I had going on, with, not a ton of money, but I kept working towards, I became, a high professional in a career in the financial services industry, and I did very well. So from being a dropout too, I just used everything as actually, I had a why, and that was my daughter. And then later, I realized that I had something really special. And ladies, we all have it. But I realized that I was doing things that everybody told me I couldn't do. If you look at statistics, or if you looked at the school and my grades, if you looked at all that stuff, they would have looked at me and said, she's going to be on welfare for the rest of her life. This was This was probably like, you know how you'd look at someone and you'd say, this is what this person's going to end up to be. Okay. With all the chaos that happened as a child and all of the, the divorces, the, dropout, 1.7 to 1.8 GPA, like teen mom. If you looked at who my story, people would say this person's going to be on welfare forever. But I didn't stay there. I was there for a little bit, but I didn't stay there. I didn't want to be on there. I thought it was weak, to be honest. I didn't want to take money from the government. I thought it was weak. I grew up with a mom that, she was on welfare for a while, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be that person. So I kept striving for more. But I was like that person that defied every obstacle that was thrown at me. And so I want you ladies to know that you can do that too. Like, you have that, but you just have to build that confidence and that knowing that in yourself that Yahweh has your back. God has your back. And you can do anything with his strength and you know, with what he's instilled in us. Even without a man, okay? It just gets better if you do have a partner that you can build with, because I believe that two can build more than just one. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a power in that. Just like the race horses, if you put Clydesdales together, they can pull not just double their weight, almost 3 to 4 times their weight together than individual by themselves. It's pretty, and that is the same in relationships, in partnerships, in marriage. So, but when a woman abandons herself, okay, because she's exhausted, she's comparing herself. That's one thing I wanted to make sure, because this is what our culture has done. Today, families are strained, not because mothers don't care, but because women are exhausted. They're comparing themselves. You know that's happening. Don't even lie. Women are comparing themselves with other women. Women are comparing marriages compared to other marriages. Everything. Okay, it's the comparison issue with everything. Okay, and quietly, it's erasing their own influence. They start to think that they're not good enough and that they don't have the influence to do what someone else is doing. It's keeping up with the Joneses, and it's all these things, and they think that they don't have what this other person has. But that's what culture has done. But when a woman abandons herself, her confidence erodes, her discernment dulls, her resentment grows. It stirs when you're comparing yourself, okay? And then you start to build this resentment, and that is just like disease. I feel like resentment, you can feel it in you. It is a signal. It is like disease, and you need to get rid of it because it will destroy you. I've had it, I've experienced it. And that goes with like not communicating with people. When you're not saying what's really on your heart and letting that energy out, like, get it out of you. Okay. Whether you're dancing, I don't care how you have to work it out of you. But that resentment or fear or all of those things. Okay. Children learn self-neglect and that it's normal. It's not. Okay. You got to take care of yourself and build your own confidence. Scripture reframes the home as a place where unseen faithfulness shapes culture more deeply than public platforms ever will. Your steadiness is not small, it's foundational. So I want to encourage you vulnerable women, okay? If you feel small, overlooked, unsure who you are anymore, hear this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not invisible, okay? Yahweh does not measure your worth by output, income, or applause. You might not get anyone that looks at your content, right? You might be putting out content, or maybe you're just a sideline stalker. I don't know. But you might not get anyone that likes your stuff, okay? You're not measured by that. That doesn't determine your worth, okay? Go through my content. You'll see I get like 3 likes. I don't even give a rat's you know what. Okay, I still put it out because I know, and you know what? Honestly, it's for me. If no one even likes it, I don't care. This is my experience. This is my life. This is my um, heart. This is my knowledge. This is my belief, my opinion. Okay. And I don't care if people don't agree with me. This is based on the experiences that I have had up to this point, and I'm sharing them in the way that we're all uniquely made, and that is for purpose. I believe Yahweh uses us for a unique purpose, and the way we say things, think things, all of that is unique. There's no other fingerprint like ours. We are unique. He wants to use us as a tool based on our experiences, based on how we say things and how you say things, how you think. Okay. It doesn't mean you can't think better or get better at the way you think. You might be thinking weak thoughts, like you're not good enough, that kind of BS. Well, you are not weak. Okay. You've told yourself that. Culture has, society, social media, all these things might have put you in that space, because I'll tell you one thing, you weren't born weak. You were not born without confidence, because my granddaughter, she thinks she is like the top dog. Like, you can't tell her no. She will tell you what's up. She is one of a kind, and I kind of love it, because I'm like, you know what? She's going to be a lot like me. So I just want you to know, with courage, you didn't manufacture, and dignity you didn't earn. You don't need permission to walk like a woman who carries authority. That's big. I wish I had a bomb to drop. Today, before reacting or rushing, if you have something happen to you today that makes you want to react in a way that doesn't show that you have authority or leadership, like it's weak. You know what I mean? You're second guessing yourself. You are lashing out because of fear or, different things. But before reacting or rushing to do something that you may regret, okay, place your hand over your heart and say aloud, I am clothed like this, I am clothed with strength and dignity. Then let your next decision come from that truth, not from fear, pressure, or comparison. Strong families are built by women who stay whole. And wholeness begins with remembering who you already are. It's already in you. You just forgot who she was. Okay? Proverbs 31 was never about perfection. All right? So I just hope that message landed for you guys today. I think it's, and even if you've known these things, and you understand the Bible, and you study, and you're close with God, I think it's always good to be reminded of these things. And I hope that it was great to hear. I appreciate you for joining, and let me know if I can help you with anything. Have a great day. Bye.